What is up, my friend? If you like throwing axes, you really want to check out this video. Stay tuned. I always like to start out my videos with a huge thank you to all of my subscribers and new visitors as well. Welcome to 411 Outdoors, man. I love outdoor adventure. I love gadgets, weapons, survival. I like talking about all of these things, looking at all of these things. And if you're that kind of person, I'm pretty sure you'll love this channel. I hope you will, at least. I'd be pumped if you'd subscribe. Let's get rolling. I got to tell you, this YouTube thing is turning into a lot of fun because when I started my channel, I started reviewing things that I had, things that I enjoyed using. Well, some of these companies have started reaching out to me, and it's been really cool. They're sending me their products, they're sending me different things to review and to test, and I gotta admit, man, it's a good feeling to get that mail call. Well, today I want to do a video based on a mail call on a set of throwing axes that I received recently. Now, this is gonna be kind of like part one of a two-part series because this company that I'm talking about has sent me 2 sets in the last week. They are both phenomenal, killer throwing axes. These are what I like to call the speed throwers, the ones that you can throw with a lot of speed. But these sets that I received have a lot of substance. They're scary looking, they have a lot of substance, and they are crazy sharp. These throwing axes are manufactured in China, so when I looked at the brand name, I wanted to make sure that I was pronouncing the brand name right, and I thought I was wrong. Come to find out, I was pronouncing it right, but the brand name is straight up Hitdudu. I reached out to my contact to make sure I was, using the right letter emphasis and all of that kind of stuff because, the languages are different. Sometimes the emphasis on certain words are different, but that is exactly the brand name. And you know what? I said to him, one thing's for sure, that's a brand name that you won't forget. We both had a laugh and agreed that it's going to be good for marketing because that's a name that you won't forget, that's for sure. Let's take a look at these things. I've unboxed them and I've got them out right here. I'm telling you, I saw these things. I was like, man, that is super cool. So let's take a look at the product and let you get a breakdown on this. I'm gonna put the link in the description so that you can find them if you watch this review and you're like, man, I wanna get those. I wanna get those axes. So let's open this up. Be very careful when you open up axes like this. Be very careful because when you open the sheath, the blade is sharp on both sides so it can slip out the bottom, just like this, or you can slip out the other side, which it's not wanting to do it on this one. So this one comes out from the spike. One time I was opening up a set of similar blades to this and I wasn't paying attention and I brought the axe that way and sliced my thumb wide open. These blades are usually very scary sharp. Now, this point is not like super sharp, which is not a big deal because the way that it's made, it's gonna penetrate its target. It's got a sharp enough point and it's got a good enough weight where it's going to penetrate the target. This blade, I'm telling you, you could shave the hairs off your arm with it. I've already done it. I've already shaved the hairs off my arm. And it's got these really cool grips. It's got this finger grip, which tells me that this thing could be a throwing axe, but it could also be a weapon as well. This is a very weaponized looking throwing axe. It's even got a point on the end. You could sharpen that down if you wanted to, but that actually sticks. If you're throwing this thing, that'll actually stick in the right target. It's got the grips here. It's got this paracord wrap, which, I'll be straightforward with you. When you start throwing this paracord wrap's coming off. It's coming off unless you just never miss. If you hit every time and you never miss, then the paracord wrap will probably stay. But the moment this thing starts bouncing off and hitting the ground, the paracord's going to come loose. It's not a big deal. Honestly, sometimes I throw these things better without the paracord wrap. Now, the paracord wrap is cool if you just want to, use it as a tool. And this is heavy enough to use as a tool because it's about 0.88 pounds. This thing's got a lot of substance. That's at least 5 millimeters thick. I don't think you have to worry about these breaking unless you just sling them at something crazy or whatnot. But this is like 5 millimeters thick, almost a pound, 0.88 pounds, super sharp. One of my new subscribers was just recently asking me about, throwing axes that had bottle openers. Well, these do. This actually has a bottle opener, which is really cool if you're hanging out with your friends and you're having a beverage or two, whatever that beverage may be, and you need a bottle opener. You know, these things can open up bottles. You know, you're just hanging out and throwing. You just, hey man, anybody got a bottle opener? Yeah, man, it's right here on my blade. Pow! You know, and other throwing axes like this have bottle openers as well. This stuff's made with 420 HC steel. It's got a 56 to 57 HRC for hardness. You got a 3.5 inch blade from here to here. You got 11.8 on the total length. These things are awesome. They throw well. They'll have you feeling like a ninja in no time flat. Do I think you can have too many sets of throwing axes like this? Absolutely not. Coming from someone who is constantly getting together with his friends and throwing axes and getting out and having a good time and just being outdoors, it's nice to have a bunch of this stuff around. You just have to be really careful. You have to be very careful with these things. You never, ever, ever want to get hit with one of these. You never want to, you know, have this stuff bounce back and hit you, which I don't deal with bounce back from axes as much as I do knives. Nevertheless, you can't have too many of these things. When I first started collecting them, I ordered a set of 3, and I was like, man, you know, as soon as I ordered a set of 3, I was like, I wish I had 12. I just want to have a ton of these things laying around. It's so much you can do with them. They're so much fun. Of course, I'm gonna be demonstrating some throws with these. I can tell you right now, the paracord's gonna end up coming off of this for me because I'm a thrower. I can use this for utilities, but I've got other Tomahawks and axes that I do for that. These are for slinging, man. These are for getting out and just having a blast. Let's throw these. Fun thing about throwing these is that you don't have to be perfect. If you overthrow, you might hit it from behind. It's just a lot of different ways that you can make an object like this stick. I took the paracord off of it because it gets in the way for me. And a hammer grip, you can hammer grip or you can pinch grip. But man, just look at the power and the speed of these things. That's a heavy hitter. Hitdudu, my friend. You better believe that's exactly what it does. As a safety precaution, when you're out throwing these things, you know, if you're like me, you like to run around and throw on the move like you're in battle. But you have to be careful. You still have to throw with precision. You can't just sling these things aimlessly like you're throwing a baseball as hard as you can. That's where bounce back can happen. That's where you can end up getting stuck. Now, especially with knives, but it can happen with something, a lighter throwing axe like this. Point is that you can be mobile with this, you can run around, you can take position and then get your shot. A lot of different ways you can throw. You can turn it around and throw spike side. You can make it come in from the spike and hit it that way. You obviously can throw upright, and these are really cool for sideways throwing. Just let it go, it flies sideways and it chops in. Let's do some more throwing. Stickability is never going to be a problem with these blades. I will tell you, in a time where weapons like this would have been more predominant, these things would have been so scary. The way they fly, how powerful they hit, the many different ways you can grab and apply. I mean, they've even got grips for quick shots. Boom! You know, this would be such a dangerous weapon. I did a video a while back just on the shuriken as a whole and what the purpose of the shuriken was. This just very much falls into that category. These things are so dangerous, would be so dangerous even in any kind of battle, in any kind of situation where it hit the fan. So I love doing videos on these types of blades. I love talking about these different kinds of throwing axes. I can't have too many, man. Just let them pile up. I have so many uses for these things, especially with all the get-togethers and stuff that I have. 40 bucks for a set of these dangerous, super sharp, super fast throwing axes with a really good substance for what this is. I've tested a lot of throwing axes like this, and it just keeps getting better and better over time. I have a great preference for this one in particular. I've got another set that I'm going to be talking about, and I look forward to doing that as well. Getting out and throwing these blades and getting out and training is such a great release in life. I had a subscriber the other day. He made a hilarious comment, and I thought it was great. He said, man, with all this training that I've been doing with these weapons, if we don't have a zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna be pissed. I thought that was hilarious. You know, no matter which way you look at it, it's great to use your imagination and get out and train and be mobile and just create different ways to throw this, whether you're throwing it from the side, whether you're throwing it upright, whether you're throwing it from the spike, whether you're throwing it underhanded, whether you're on the move, whether you're doing sneak attack throws, which I love to do all of that stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have a link in the description so you can go out and get a set of these babies. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next video.